We're just mere months away from the August 4th premiere of The Dark Tower, one of the most anticipated big screen adaptations ever.
The man in black wants to rule our worlds, so hell can be unleashed.
And IGN got the chance to sit down with the man responsible with the task of bringing it to the big screen, director Nik Arcel.
I do not kill with my gun, I kill with my heart.
The Dark Tower is one of the most beloved and well-known fantasy series of all time. What do you think it is about this series that makes it connect so well with fans?
It's something about like following sort of a saga for so long. I mean, even I myself started reading it when I was sort of a teenager. It's part of that joining a family, and it's also the world, it's the characters.
You can't stop what's coming.
So can you talk about a little bit more about what elements you did bring in from the different books and why that remix is really working?
Well, I think that it's obvious from the trailer that, you know, the man in black plays a big part, and he also does in the first novel. Susannah and Eddie are not going to be in this film, I can tell you that. And there are certain elements, like certain characters that the fans will sort of like know, oh my god, he's there, like somebody from book 4 is suddenly popping up in a little scene or something. So we actually took the world and sort of stitched it a little bit together without sort of losing the promise of greater adventures or the promise of the further adventures.
I'm curious, was there any one piece of advice that sort of stayed with you throughout the filmmaking process?
From Stephen King?
Yeah.
At one point he said, I have some notes for the script. And he sent us a hard copy of the script, actually, with handwritten notes in them. He was very polite and very sort of respectful, and it was always like, maybe Roland doesn't talk so much here. Or like, that would be like, he was just like the groundskeeper of the characters and how they speak.
The gunslingers were knights, sworn to protect us from the coming of the dark.
So some of the marketing that's come out for the movie, particularly a shot of Roland holding the horn of Elba, has fans theorizing that this isn't just an adaptation of The Dark Tower, but it's actually a continuation, like a canon continuation of the story.
It is in fact a continuation. It is actually a canon continuation. That's exactly what we intended and what Stephen King has sort of signed off on. But what really got me excited was when Stephen King tweeted last time around. It was just so cool.
One of the most iconic and beloved elements of the books is Roland's skill with his weapons. Mm-hmm. How did you determine how to visually convey his skills to the audience?
And we all sat down and had these meetings. We were like, okay, what can we do with guns? What's the coolest possible thing? How can we convey Roland's almost godlike, you know, abilities with guns? And so that was part of it, and we had various types of reloads and various types of ricochet and shooting, and he's doing a lot of cool stuff in the film. He has to be so incredibly fast that the eye almost can't follow what he's doing. And we just brought all these ideas to the table. Some were so crazy, it was like, no way.
I'm stronger than most.
There's been talk about a companion TV series.
Yeah, you know, that's sort of based on The Wizard and Glass, the 4th novel in the series.
Death always wins.
I imagine that's one of the most challenging parts of creating this film is you have these die-hard fans and then you have a bunch of people who might never have heard of The Dark Tower. And how did you sort of find that balance?
As long as the characters and the tone is right and people can recognize that they're in this mood or this feeling and get the spirit of it, that's what Stephen King wrote me after he saw the film for the first time. He wrote, this is not exactly my novel, but this is very much the spirit and the tone, and I'm very happy.
Do they have guns in your world?
You're gonna like Earth a lot.
Nik, thank you so much for stopping by today. It was such a pleasure chatting with you. Make sure to see The Dark Tower when it hits theaters on August 4th. And for all things The Dark Tower, keep it here at IGN. Hey Dark Tower fans, thanks for watching. If you liked our interview with Nik Arcel, check out our video on why you should care about The Dark Tower, and our breakdown of the first trailer's secrets and Easter eggs. And don't forget to follow and subscribe wherever you like to watch IGN.